Hello, Cat fans. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Oklahoma's Wildcat Memorial Stadium for another night of Wildcat football. Tonight's Resco 3A game features the Marysville-Getchell Chargers and your Oak Harbor Wildcats. And without further ado, we're going to jump straight into Senior Parent Appreciation Night here at the stadium. We'd like to recognize and introduce the parents and guardians of this year's team and the cheer squad. First up, on the football side of things, we have 11 seniors on the Wildcat team this year. Our first senior is Jacob Bevel. He's joined by his parents, Melissa and Terry Bevel. Our next senior is Justin Campbell. He's accompanied by Kelly and Quentin Campbell. Our next senior Wildcat is Braden Carpenter. He's joined by Hillary and Brett Carpenter. Our next senior is Gabe Daggett. He's joined by Sandra and Stephen Daggett this evening. Our next senior is Isaiah Gady. With him this evening is Angel and Jason Gady. Our next senior, Luke Golden. He's joined by Tanya and Jason Corbett. Our next Wildcat senior, Michael Gomez. With him this evening, Miguel and Sarah Gomez. Our next senior is Noah Hangen. With him is Sarah and Jay Hangen. Our next Wildcat senior, Wesley Lohman. With Cassie and Chris Lohman. And our next senior is Nate Nunez. With him this evening, Holly Johnson and Corey Upshaw. And our next senior, number 21, Calvin Welpley. He's joined by Cindy and Scott Welpley. Once again, these are your Wildcat seniors. To the parents and guardians of all the seniors, we'd like to thank you all this season for your patience, your understanding, the long hours, and most of all, for your season-long support of this year's team. Thank you all very much to the senior parents and guardians, your Wildcat seniors in the class of 2020. At this time, we'd like to recognize our seniors on the cheer squad. Our first senior on the cheer squad this evening, Sadie Ramirez. She's escorted by her mother, Elena Ramirez, and father Todd Myers. She's participated in cheer for 10 years, her future plans after high school are attend Eastern Washington and study to become an RN. Our next senior on the cheer squad is Emily Stanek. She's accompanied by her mother, Robin, this evening, and her sister, Brianna. She's participated in cheer for 12 years. Her future plans after high school, she plans on attending college. She's looking to go into the medical or dental field. Our next senior on the cheer squad is Morgan Roundy. Escorted by her father, Bryant Roundy, her mother, Lisa Roundy, and her sister, Ashley Roundy. She's participated in cheer for 10 years. Her plans after high school are to attend BYU and study to become an occupational therapist and finally get a pet dog and travel more. Our next cheer squad member, as a senior, Isis Foster Sua. She's escorted by her father, Howard, this evening, and her sister, Tidra. She's participated in cheer for 3 years. Her future plans are to graduate high school with my associates from Skagit College, then transfer on to a university on the East Coast to be closer to her family. Our next senior cheer squad member, Iseline Hubrex. Escorted by her host parent, Joe Stock, host parent April Williamson, and host brother Riley Williamson. This is her first year participating in cheer. Her future plans after high school are to go back to Belgium, go to college and study history, and getting her driver's license. She is one of our exchange students this year here at the high school. Our next senior squad member, Jada Jones, escorted by her mother, Virginia Jones, her father, G.J. Jones, and sisters, Jasmine and Jordan Jones. She's participated in cheer for 10 years. Her future plans after high school are to go to college in San Diego, major in business, and one day work at a talent agency. Our next senior squad member, Kalena McIntyre, escorted by her mother, Joanna Reed, and her father, Robert McIntyre. She's participated in cheer for 9 years. Her future plans after high school, she plans on going to college for marketing and fashion, and one day make her own clothing brand and clothing site. Our final senior on the cheer squad is Kaylin Close. She's participated in cheer for 1 year. Her future plans, she plans on going to culinary school. Her favorite memory from cheer is the NCAA camp. Once again, that's Kaylin Close. Once again, all the parents and guardians, I'd like to thank you all for a long season of patience, understanding, and long hours. Most of all, your season-long support of Wildcat Athletics. A big thanks to all the senior parents and to all the seniors on the cheer squad of the football team. One more big hand for them all, please. A reminder to everyone here, admission to this Wesco athletic event is a privilege. With that privilege comes responsibility. Responsibility to conduct oneself in a manner where the game is enjoyable for all other fans and participants. Each one's requested to take personal responsibility for keeping this game at a high level of good sportsmanship. Remember, be loud, be proud, be positive. Please remember to sport a winning attitude. The officials for tonight's game are registered with the WIA. Their experience and integrity qualify them to administer the rules of the game. An attitude of good sportsmanship should be upheld by all spectators, players, and coaches, no matter what their personal feelings or loyalties may be in tonight's game. The referee this evening is Mark Johnson, the umpire, Gordon Clark, the linesman, TJ Kaviziak, the line judge, Kevin Peck, and the back judge, Jim Fulk. Now let's meet the starting lineups for both teams this evening. For the Chargers, as announced by head coach Davis Lura, on the defensive side of the ball this evening. At linebacker, number 33, Austin Byron. At defensive end, number 82, Dominic Andrews. At nose guard, number 58, Ryan Kaminsky. At defensive tackle, number 78, Cyrus Felix Lopez. At a defensive end spot, number 82, Dominic Andrews. At linebacker, number 48, Sharon Smith. At cornerback, number 16, Aiden Verdugo. At free safety, number 4, Landon Olsen. At rover, number 10, Philip Maloney. At corner, number 6, Derek Devereaux. And on the linebacker spot, number 32, Max White. And for the Wildcats this evening, on the offensive side of the ball, as announced by head coach Marcus Hughes. At wide receiver, number 10, Matt Kelly. At wide receiver, number 4, Lyndon Cantrell. At left tackle, number 76, Nathan Hummel. At left guard, number 62, Ethan Dieteron. At center for the Wildcats, number 74, John Lee. At right guard, number 57, Justin Campbell. At right tackle, number 72, Jackson Goodman. Wide receiver, Dominic Lee. Wide receiver, Will Rankin. Also, we have this special announcement to students and fans. At the beginning of the game tonight, there will be a powder toss in the center of the stadium at the student section. If you have allergies to cornstarch and powder, please be aware and distance yourself from the section that the powder toss will take place. If you have concerns about the powder stadium closed, please refrain from sitting in the surrounding areas of the student section for that part of the football game. Also keep in mind this powder will stain your clothing and certain shoes, so beware. Students, please remember that there are no jerseys allowed.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Wildcats Memorial Stadium, where tonight the Wildcats are in town for homecoming, and in town with us are the Marysville-Getchell Chargers. Both teams come into tonight with very similar records. Marysville-Getchell is 1-4 in league and 1-5 overall. The only team they've beat so far this year was a Stanwood team in the second week of the season, 37-14. The Wildcats come in 0-4 in the Wesco North, but 1-5 overall. And that common opponent, the Stanwood team, Wildcats lost to them by a score of 22-6. So very evenly matched on paper. We'll see what we have for tonight. I'm Shane Evans. Alongside of me is Jerry Oliver once again.
Hey,
how you doing?
Yeah, good, man. It's good to be back this week. Good to be back.
Well, I think they're just about ready to do the colors and then the national anthem. So we're going to step aside, and then we'll come back on the other side. We'll get some breakdown of this Getchell team from Jerry, and then we'll get this thing underway.
Will you please rise for the presentation of our colors and the national anthem? The color guard is commanded by Cadet Vincent Bianco Rosa this evening, escorted by Taylor Press, Deandra Dominguez, Kenneth Jarvis, Dylan Janae, and Brighton Smith. The Oak Harbor NJROTC program now has 245 cadets. Once again, that reminder to everyone, please remain standing following the national anthem until the colors have been completely retired to the sideline of the playing field. At this time, could we please have your attention for a moment of remembrance?
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to take a moment to memorialize a member of the Oak Harbor and Coopville community who left us suddenly last Thursday, Julie Punch Cook Langrock. Julie grew up on Whidbey Island, where she developed numerous lasting friendships and was active with Big Brothers, Big Sisters, and the Seroptimists. She is the mother of 3 who are members of our Oak Harbor High School Wildcat family, Lauren, Bryn, and Ella. Please join us in remembering Julie with a moment of silence.
Thank you. And now to honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
As always, a wonderful rendition of the national anthem by the band and the choir from Oak Harbor High School. And so, Jerry, what do you know about this Getchell team?
Well, Shane, this is what I know about the Getchell team. So I had a chance to go speak with the head coach of Marysville-Getchell. So basically, they're going to run a spread offense, but it's more of like a multiple offense style. So they'll throw it, they'll run it. So what they like to do is they like to base their gameplay on what the defense does and vice versa, what the offense does as well too. So their top players are going to be coming in tonight. Is going to be their fullback. So we're going to see a healthy dose of him. He's a junior. Number 4 on the outside at the wide receiver spot, and their QB number 8, who is Caleb Blanc. So Caleb, he's a senior and he's been a starter for 3 years. But at the same time, they haven't really found their groove yet because they've only won 1 game, but played Arlington pretty tough.
Yeah, and that kind of mirrors what Coach Hughes was talking to me about. He feels like they're as healthy as they've been all year. They got some players, some key guys back this week, and got a few missing, but they're going to get Caden Lecklet back, and that's going to be a key. He sees this Marysville team as very dangerous. They've been struggling a little bit. They almost beat Arlington. They lost by 1, and they run and pass the ball well. So they're pretty balanced. And this week, Coach was telling me that on the offensive side of the ball, we might see things a little bit different. He wants to run that thing a little bit more, keep the offense off the field for the other team, and kind of control this thing with the offense.
Well, absolutely, because when you tend to throw the ball downfield, if your quarterbacks are not very comfortable making that second, third, and fourth read in the spread offense, you kind of become one-dimensional, and then the defenses can kind of key in on that. So that's actually a good coaching move by the head coach of the Wildcats, Marcus Hughes.
So the Getchell Chargers do the kickoff. They do a little pooch thing. It's going to go out of bounds. The Wildcats are going to get the ball at the 35-yard line after that penalty, unless they elect to have them re-kick it. And the Wildcats will get to have it 1st and 10 to start this football game.
Yeah, and Dominic Dean there, number 6 for the Wildcats. He's 5'6", 130-pound DB junior. He was right on the spot there, but made the smart play and let it just roll out of bounds.
So we'll see who they have in the offensive personnel. It looks like they're going to bring out number 14 at the quarterback spot. That's Cato White. And they're going to bring it over to the right-hand side hash, and Brendan Anderson's in there in the backfield, and it looks like Calvin Wepley in the backfield as well at the wing position. White hands it to Anderson. Anderson breaks through, got some room, 1st down yardage, finally brought down by number 48, Sharon Smith.
Yeah, Sharon Smith, he's the outside linebacker there. He actually was going to shoot the B gap on that, but kind of stuttered his feet, and then our running back saw that, made a nice cut up field, and was able to get the 1st yard down.
So 1st and 10 after a pickup of almost 15 on that play. We'll call it 13. White in the shotgun. A little fake to Anderson, going to keep it himself, gets into Charger territory where he's brought down by a host of them from the middle of the field, including number 33, Austin Byron.
Yeah, Austin Byron made a good play there coming from his linebacker spot, but what really made that play happen was the young sophomore, the center for the Wildcats. He actually did a really nice job there, John Leet. He held his block, he kept his pad level down, and kept his feet moving.
So again, White shotgun formation, exact formation that they've done on all 3 of these plays. Anderson once again breaks through the line of scrimmage, gets close to 1st down yard, is going to depend on the spot. Tackled by number 4, Landon Olson.
Yeah, and what you can see right now this week with the Wildcats, they're doing a really good job, the wide receivers and also wingbacks. They're doing a really nice job. They're getting their blocks and kicking those guys out there. With the nice block there was Calvin Whipley, number 21.
So almost a double tight. It's a wing. Goes to Anderson once again. He dives forward. That's going to be a pickup of close to 5, actually closer to 3 on that stop is 48, Sharon Smith.
Yeah, Sharon Smith did a nice job. He was actually, what made that play happen was the nose guard for Marysville-Getchell there, number 58, Ryan Comiskey. He actually got he got some good penetration there, and John Leach just he lost his balance a little bit, and he was able to get his guy upfield.
2nd down 7. Ball's on the Getchell Chargers 38-yard line. White this time fake, keeps it himself, looking for room around the left, runs out of bounds. It's going to be near first down yard. I think it's going to be about a yard shy. Fake handoff was to Caden Lecklet.
That right there, as you can see with the Wildcats, so they're doing a lot of misdirection, kind of like a little bit of hide and go seek. So what we're going to see a lot different this week from the Wildcats is they're going to basically keep the ball on the ground and control the clock, which is what they need to do this week.
Important 3rd down and 2 right here. Handoff goes straight ahead to LeKelt. It's going to depend on the spot. Number 48 is one of the ones there to make the stop, and that is Sharon Smith. We're going to call his name a lot tonight, I have a feeling.
Yes, we are. And Sharon Smith, actually, speaking with the head coach of Marysville-Getchell there, Davis Laura, what he says is he actually has a real knack for the ball. He's able to see it before the play even happens. So what he likes to do, he kind of just reads what the linemen are giving him, and he just flows right to the ball, and he showed his skill set right there.
So LeKelt in the backfield with White. 2 receivers at the top of the screen, 4th and 2. Wildcats are going for it. Ball's on the 33-yard line.
I like it. It's homecoming week. Why not?
It's going to go to LeKelt. LeKelt's got some room. He busts through over the 30-yard line. That's going to be a 1st and 10. 48, Sharon Smith again to drag him down.
Yeah, Sharon Smith was there to kind of make a little bit of a tackle there. But for the Wildcats, again, what made that good play happen was Justin Campbell. He's 5'11", 230 pounds. He's a guard. He was able to kick that defensive tackle out, and our running back was able to read where the hole was, didn't dance, hit the hole, and got the yardage.
Again, the handoff's going to go to LeKelt. LeKelt's looking for some running room right through the middle, gets out past the 25-yard line, brought down by 78, Cyrus Felix Lopez.
Yeah, Cyrus Felix Lopez got good penetration there because we lost contain with number 44. He actually stood straight up and did not hold his block long enough, so that's where the penetration came from.
Anderson's in the backfield now with White. Going to be a fake handoff, and White's going to keep it. Finds a huge hole, gets into the secondary, brought down by number 4, Landon Olson.
Landon Olson there with the shoestring tackle from his free safety position. And Marysville-Getchell's coach also mentioned, he said the strength of his defense is actually his backside, which are his DBs. So he said, so that's going to be kind of interesting to see how the Wildcats prepare for that.
1st and 10, ball resting on Getchell's 13-yard line. White gets the high snap to Anderson. That hole was there, but then it filled up because the handoff and timing was off just a little bit right there. On the stop again was 48, Sharon Smith.
Number 72 of the Wildcats, Jackson Higman, the offensive lineman who's a sophomore, so he's actually getting his first amount of playing time on Friday Night Lights, and he just actually let his block go on that. So as an offensive lineman, got to keep your pad level low.
We got a whistle to stop the play. It's probably going to be legal procedure. Oh, no, it was a timeout before the snap of the ball for the Marysville-Getchell team, the Chargers. It's their first time out of the half, and 7 minutes and 37 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Wildcats have got a good drive going. They're 2nd down and 9. Ball's on the Marysville's 12-yard line.
Well, and that's probably a pretty smart timeout there. With our quarterback, Cato White there, he's well within his range to actually throw a good fade pattern to the quarter of the end zone, and it's not going to be too much for him to handle. So he's probably making sure that his DBs are ready for it and to make sure that they don't go for the fakes.
So coming out of timeout, we're going to have a 2nd down and 9. Ball's on the 12. White has LeKelt in the backfield. Oh, really high snap. LeKelt gets on top of it to recover it for the Wildcats, but that's going to bring up a 3rd down, and I'm going to call it 15.
Yeah, I think that's a good call on the 15 there. John Leet just let that get away from him. Now, John Leet, first-year starter as a sophomore, he's actually done a really good job overall this year, so this has been a real good learning experience for the young sophomore. He's got good size on him. But, you know, sometimes that stuff happens, so you just got to let that go and on to the next play.
Loss of 10, so it's actually going to be 3rd down and 19.
See, but we're still within the range there of Cato White's range to actually still throw a good pass.
So White's going to roll to his left. The lefty gets rid of it. Complete and out of bounds. The receiver is Kelly. And on the coverage was Aiden Verdungo.
Now with Getchell this year, these guys are actually heavy with seniors. They have 21 total seniors, and then a host of juniors also on their sideline and on the field tonight. So these guys are pretty old. So they don't have a whole lot of experience coming up from them.
So 4th down and 11 now. Actually, the board says 4th and 12. I think it's a short 12. Ball's just inside the 15-yard line. The Wildcats are going for it. White's going to drop back to pass, looking to his left.
Oh,
my goodness, he caught that ball. That was an excellent catch
wow.
right there. Who is that? Is that Kelly? Matt Kelly with the touchdown Wildcats. He just reached his right paw out there and snatched it out of the air.
Yes, he did. He basically said, move over, Odell Beckham. I got a better catch than you, and I'm a Wildcat and not a Brown.
Now that is a very good drive to start this football game for the Wildcats. They just marched it down the field 65 yards to pay dirt.
Well, Marcus Hughes, you know, as a head coach, you got to know when to kind of adjust what your team does. And a lot of times when you come in with a whole brand new offense, brand new defense, new coaches, new philosophies, I'll come back and say what I was going to say after this play here.
Jake Mitten to do the kicking. The snap is good, the hold is good, and it goes right through the uprights. Wildcats take a 7-0 lead with 6:39 remaining in the first quarter of play. Landon Cantrell was the holder, and that is the way to start a football game when your team has been struggling just a little bit.
Yeah, just struggling just a little bit, but what a coach was able to see is the Wildcats run the ball extremely well. You know, these kids have been brought up literally since they were 5-6 years old in the Little League program running the wing T offense. So if they're taught from a young age to run the ball, you don't necessarily want to stop running it. Still introduce what your offense does, but still keep your defenses off balance by running and also passing when it's within the strength of your offense and your quarterback, and that's what they did right there.
So now the first part of the game plan worked out really well, and that was to run the football, keep the offense of Getchell off the field. And now defensively, they got to stop this option attack with the multiple options for running and throwing the football, and they just have to do a really good job of tackling.
They do, and it's going to be really key with the defensive ends. They're going to have to stay home and not get sucked upfield, because if the defensive end, that's what they're reading right there. Are they pitching or are they keeping? If they come upfield, we're going to get slashed all day. And also, when you're playing option defense, your middle linebacker, who's Michael Gomez, he's also going to have to have a nice night as well, too. And just be patient, shuffle your feet, see the hole, and hit the hole.
So Kelly gets it teed up and kicks it away. It's going to go out of bounds as well, which will be a legal procedure. And this Marysville-Getchell team is going to get to have the football at the 35 as well.
Well, let's hope. Hopefully we can stop them. Now, the Wildcats typically are a good tackling team, but sometimes, again, when you have change of philosophy, change of coaches, sometimes people do things a different way, and it takes a little bit to kind of adjust, and that's what the Wildcats are doing. So they've adjusted on offense. It was positive. So hopefully we adjust on defense, and we're going to have the same success there as well.
So now, just as I say that's what's going to happen for Marysville-Getchell, head coach Davis Lura elects to take – wait. It looked like they're going to make him kick it again, but change of plans. Looks like they're going to take the ball at the 35. I mean, our kicking team's back on the field, but the officials are okay. They're going to let him. They're going to make him kick it again. They're going to back it up 5 yards and make. Oh.
No, I guess.
All right. So I'm going to go with what I was changing it to before I changed it again. They're going to take the ball to the 35-yard line.
Well, I mean, it makes sense to me. So you don't have to worry about a fumble or a bobble kick. Excuse me. You don't have to worry about an onside kick. You got the ball. You got possession. now you want to go ahead and run your offense.
All right, number 8, Blanc, Caleb Blanc is in there to do the duties as quarterback for the Chargers. Sends a man in motion, hands the ball up right up the middle, and it's handed to 72. Big number 72 carrying the football. I don't have a 72.
Oh, sorry, on the tackle, sorry.
Oh, on the tackle.
Yeah.
Our 72
Yeah.
was on the tackle. That makes more sense. Jacob Higman, and number 4 for them, Landon Olson on the carry.
It's going to be, like I said, it's going to be very, very important tonight for the Oak Harbor Wildcat defensive ends to be patient and stay home.
So Blanc hands it straight up the gut once again. This time it's to number 42. I don't have a 42 on my roster. Sharon Smith, 44 or 48. All right. So much for my eyes tonight.
Well, yeah, well, Shane's got nice binoculars. I got my bifocals. I just haven't put them on yet. I might have to. So now the nose tackle for the Wildcats kind of missed his number. I think it's number 57, if I'm not mistaken there. That's Justin Campbell. Am I seeing that right? Yep. Justin Campbell there, the nose tackle for the Wildcats. He's going to have to do a really good job and just keep his pad level going, or keep his pad level low, keep his feet going, and try and get penetration and disrupt that snap from the center of Getchell.
So there was a penalty flag on that play, and it was a dead ball personal foul on the Wildcats, which is a 15-yard march-off, which puts Getchell Chargers into Wildcat territory. The ball is going to be resting on the 41-yard line, first down and 10.
Yeah, when you're playing, when you're on defense, you never want to give up 15-yarders from silly penalties.
Blanc this time hands it to the back. He's got a nice block and running. He's got nobody in front of him. 5. The touchdown goes to Getchell after that long penalty. The Getchell Chargers score quickly.
Yes, they did. Now, see, you've heard me talk a lot about making sure the Wildcats can keep their contain on the outside. As soon as you get sucked in on that, they're going to find that hole, cut up the lane, because the lane is going to be there, and you're going to get scored on.
Max White was the ball carrier, and he took it 41 yards to pay dirt.
Yeah, number 76 of the Wildcats is going to have to do a little bit better job to make sure he keeps his contain on that. And I don't have a 76 on my roster, so I'll have to take a look.
So Blanc with the hold.
Oh,
the kick is blocked.
Nice.
And brought down by the Wildcats, so the Wildcats maintain the lead. That's number 44, Byrne, I think it is.
Yep.
Actually, not Byrne. It's 44, Nolan Bing.
Yeah, that was a good job. Got a block. You can kind of take that momentum. Now, these extra points when you have two running teams, because it's a lot of, control the clock type offensive style here. 1 point, 2 points, if you miss those are big. So for us having Jake Minton back tonight, that's huge.
Big deal.
Huge deal.
So number 71 for Marysville-Getchell, Connor Garcia, was out in front to lead the way for White, who scored that touchdown. I think it's actually number 80. Nathan Hummel is actually 76 now. At least he was last week. So that scoring drive went 65 yards. I think it was only 3 plays, and the last one was a 41-yarder for the touchdown. We got 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter, and the Wildcats lead by a score of 7-6. And honestly, when you look at on paper these two teams, you kind of expected this. Both teams are going to put some points on the board. Both teams have been struggling a little bit. Both only have 1 win in the season. They're like, hey, we got a chance for a W here tonight. They're both going to come out fighting.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're seeing so far in the first quarter.
Right. Well, and it's homecoming night, too. So, I mean, with Wildcat pride on the line here, it's homecoming night. Hopefully the football players are able to, put the tuck stuff out of their mind, not worry about what their girlfriends are wearing, and just kind of focus on the game. But there's a lot of pressure out there. You got class of 1994, and also class of 1995 is back for 25 reunion type stuff.
So they have it teed up, the Chargers do. They're going to do a little pooch kick once again. This time it's taken by the up back, I think it was 32 for the Wildcats that carried that ball. That's Jake Mitten.
Yeah, Mitten did a nice job there. He secured the ball, didn't let go, and that's what you want.
So the Wildcats will have the football 1st and 10 on their own 39-yard line to get this drive, their second drive of the game started. Cato White in there. They're in that perfect spot where the pole's in my way. Handoff straight up the middle to Anderson. Brendan Anderson eludes some tacklers, gets close to first down yardage, and Aiden Verdungo makes the stop for the Chargers.
Yeah, you know you're going to be in trouble and in for a long night. If your DBs have to come up to make that tackle, you know, that can be a long night for that defense. So that just tells you the offensive line of the Wildcats, led by John Leet, is doing a fantastic job tonight.
White takes the snap. He fakes the handoff to Anderson. He's got a lot of running room right up the gut. He dives forward just past the 45-yard line of the Chargers. They give it to him on the 45-yard line, and there's Sharon Smith to make another stop.
Yeah, he kind of caught the turf monster there. Number 54 of Getchell, that's Tristan Hopkins. He's checking out. He's a little bit gassed, and that's what you can do when you run the ball. You get gassed.
Handoff
Nice.
from White goes to Anderson. 78 on the stop for the Chargers. That's Cyrus Felix Lopez. I'm starting to get the feeling that, you know, there's 3 or 4 guys that do all the tackling for this defense of the Chargers.
Yes, they do, and and like I said, they're senior heavy. Now, number 6 there of the 76, our guy number 76, Nathan Hummel, from the left tackle spot, actually opened up the hole there on the off tackle play.
Handoff again goes to Brendan Anderson. He gets inside the 40. He's brought down by Cyrus Felix Lopez. That was a 3rd down and 1. He picked up 4, so it's a 1st down for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Nathan Hummel did a nice job there opening up the hole. Number 44, Nolan Bing as well. He's 6'2", 220 pounds. Now, he's a big tight end, right? So if you stop forgetting about the tight end when you're 6'2", that's going to be wide open down the stretch on a 9 play.
White gives it to LeKelt. LeKelt looking for some running room around the right. Finds some. Picks up about 6 or 7 before he's brought down by number 4 in the secondary, Landon Olson.
Yeah, again, if your DBs are coming up making those tackles, that's going to be a long night. Now, for the Wildcats, number 76, Nathan Hummel, he actually agreed to go to the offensive line, sacrifice his stats to go block for his teammates because he's a selfless kid there, and that's what you like to see, and he was out there leading the way.
Look, fake handoff to LeKelt. White's got running room, dives forward inside the 25-yard line. Finally brought down, I think number 4 was in there again. That was Landon Olson. Also on the stop was 16, Aiden Verdungo. So after that pickup of a 1st down, the Wildcats now have a 1st and 10 ball on the Chargers' 23-yard line with 2 minutes and 30 seconds and counting in the 1st quarter.
Yeah, Gomez is doing a nice job from his guard position along with Hummel and also buying at the tight end spot, opening up those holes.
LeKelt dives forward, pick up about 3. It's 78, Cyrus Felix Lopez on the stop. Second down and 8 after a pickup of 2. The ball's sitting on the 21-yard line. This time we're in a pistol formation with a Kelt behind White. LeKelt's going to take the football. Doesn't have a whole lot of room.
No.
He's met right after he gets the football by number 58. And that's Ryan Kaminsky on the stop.
Yeah, Ryan Kaminsky, he did a nice job by getting past the center of the Wildcats there, just shocking me. He did a nice little arm bar move there, got through, had good penetration, and made the tackle in the backfield.
LeKelt again looking for some running room around the right. Doesn't have a whole lot of space. It's 78. Felix Lopez on the stop on that 3rd down play. Pickup of a couple maybe. more like 1. It's 4th down and 5.
It is 4th and 5. Now, I did see a defensive adjustment there on the alignment of the defensive line, so they had strong left on their side because the tight end went to our right side of the Wildcats. And typically, wherever our tight end is there, big number 44, a lot of the times they're running right behind that big fella, and also number 57 of the Wildcats, Justin Campbell.
So we got a stoppage of play, not sure what it is. I think the Wildcats just took a timeout, and they did.
Well, as you can see, we had talked about the Wildcats running the ball and also Getchell running the ball. So right now, these guys are basically, they got a lot of clock control going on. Keep the score down, keep the clock moving.
Well, I think we've only seen 2 passes so far tonight, and they were with a 3rd down and a 4th down, and that was the touchdown to Kelly. And other than that, the teams have kept the ball on the field or on the ground, and that's why this first quarter is just about over with 38 seconds remaining and a timeout for the Wildcats.
You know, well, they'll tell you that's one thing the Wildcats have always been known for is running the ball, being strong, and controlling the clock. I think last year, remember the game where the Wildcats controlled the clock for 12 minutes or something like that?
Oh, yeah,
It was
in the
ridiculous.
game, yeah.
It was awesome.
Something some of the professional players could learn from.
Yeah, exactly.
Control the football. So this time White's going to roll to his left, looking to throw the ball. He's going to tuck it and run it. I think he got the 5 yards he needed, and it's going to be a first down for the Wildcats.
Yeah, that was a good job there by the quarterback of the Wildcats. Mr. White there, he actually read it, saw his second. I actually saw him go through his first progression. He went to his second progression, saw it wasn't there, made the smart decision, pulled the ball down, and got the first round yardage with a good key block there by Matt Kelly.
So, no, I'm wrong.
Did he not get it?
They didn't get the first down. They didn't even bring the chains over to measure it. So the Wildcats turn it over on downs. Only picked up 4, I guess. Needed to get to the 13-yard line. Only got to the 14-yard line. And the Chargers will take over 1st and 10 from their own 14-yard line. So Blanc under center. He fakes hands off to Smith. Number 4 around the other side. Good defense right there. The first Wildcat to get there was number 45, LeKelt. And then a couple of his buddies came in to help clean things up. And number 4, Landon Olson, was the guy that got the pitch. But that's a loss of 4 on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 14.
Yeah, that was a great defensive play there by the nose tackle of the Wildcats. Actually was able just to get rid of that the little center there for Getchell. Used his size because he's actually overmatched. Now our nose tackle, Jacob Bevel, he's 6'4", 255 pounds. That's a big boy right there, like a real big boy.
And their center, Justin Nelson, is 5'9", 195.
So if you're 5'9", going against that, you probably are going to lose your leverage.
So after 1 quarter of play, the Wildcats have the lead by a score of 7-6. They took their first possession, marched it down the field 65 yards. It ended in 7 points with a connection between White and Kelly in the right corner of the end zone, which was a heck of a catch, by the way. But then 3 plays later, bam, Getchell scored. They didn't make the extra point, and that's why we have a 7-6 lead.
Well, if the Wildcats can maintain their pressure on the quarterback, not get stuck holding their blocks for too long, and just get past the offensive lineman, get some penetration back there and disrupt that pitch or that handoff, the Wildcats actually should have a really good night tonight.
Second down and 13, ball's on the Chargers' 11-yard line. Blanc is going to go under center with Smith in the backfield behind him. He's going to roll to his right, looking to pass the ball. He connects. I think that's Anderson out there on the coverage, and to number 4, Olson, and it was Brendan Anderson on the coverage.
Yeah, Anderson did a really nice job by just hanging on to him. You know, Anderson there, he's a little undersized for a DB. He's 5'9". What I mean by undersized, he's only 145 pounds. Going to tackling big Landon, number 4 for Getchell there. Olson, he's 6'1", 175 pounds. So the mismatch there is to the Wildcats.
So Blanc under center. Sends a man in motion. Does a little keeper. I don't think he got it on that third down play. A heck of a job right there by Ezra Dishrong to just bust things up. I think it's even going to be a loss on the play of a little bit. It's going to bring up a 4th down, and it's going to be at least 2, if not 3 yards. Actually, they're going to mark it as a 1-yard gain, but that's not enough to pick up 2. 4th and 1, ball's on their own 23. They're going to punt this thing away.
Now the Wildcats are going to have to be patient on this, wait for the fake because it is 2 yards, and they have been gashing our defense for about 5-6 yards of play, except for that last defensive stance there by the Oak Harbor Wildcats.
27 is back to kick it. I do not have a 27 on the roster. Back to receive it is Cantrell. Cantrell, fair catch. He's going to fair catch it about the 43, so that's where they're going to mark it. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, that's a good job there by the Oak Harbor Wildcat. Landon Cantrell did a fair catch, got possession of the ball, wasn't trying to be a hero, just do some ball control, because right now in the second quarter with 10 minutes and 30 seconds left, you know, Wildcats are up by 1 with the score being 7-6. And you only got to win by 1 in football.
That's right. You only got to win by 1 in most games.
That's right. Unless it's like cricket or something, I think.
So this is a formation we have seen most of the night right here for the Wildcats. White in the backfield. He's going to hand the ball off to no, he faked it. He gets it to Bing on the pass. Bing's got a ton of running room. He gets first down yardage inside the 40 before he's knocked out of bounds by number 16 or 18, 16, Aiden Verdugo.
I like it. Wildcats, so right there. So we talked about if you forget about that big tight end of the Wildcats, what's going to happen? If you don't pay attention to Nolan, he's 6'2", 220 pounds. He's going to bite you for big yardage. And like I said, it was right there, right on time and right on the money.
Well, and they had run that play over and over and over and always handed it off, but not that time. So White's in the shotgun once again. This time he fakes it to Anderson and keeps it. He's got nowhere to go. He's brought down in the backfield by 58. And that is Ryan Kaminsky.
Yeah, Ryan Kaminsky actually was able to just get a lot of penetration there on the Wildcats. And that was actually on the right-hand side by number 57. He just lost his leverage on that. His pad level got a little bit too high, and he stopped moving his feet. And as an offensive lineman, if you get too high, you're going to lose your balance when you're trying to stop a big fella coming at you like that. So you got to keep your feet moving, keep your head up, and keep your pad level low.
Loss of 3 on the play, 2nd down and 13. Ball's on the Chargers 40. White's going to drop back and pass. Lefty pump fakes, going deep. He's got a man, and they make connection with Cantrell. That is going to be a first down deep inside Charger territory. Sharon Smith on the coverage and the tackle, and then a penalty flag gets thrown towards the sideline of the Wildcats. I think that's going to be a sideline penalty, actually.
It's going to be a sideline warning. Now, this is what I'm liking on the sideline, Shane, here. You know, I'm seeing Jay Turner, Mike Fisher. I'm seeing the old staff, the old guard that's down there. They're actually embracing Coach Marcus and kind of giving them a hand and giving their kids a hand to let them know, hey, we're still here, we're watching you, we support you, and they're really kind of bringing up the level of play of the Wildcats.
So I think that's going to be a sideline warning because this play is going to stand. 1st and 10, ball's on the 12-yard line.
Yeah, I think Coach Fisher got excited on that play.
White's going to fake the handoff,
Second
rolling
read,
to his
there it
right.
is.
Got a man, connects inside the 5-yard line to, that was number 9 for the Wildcats. Will Rankin on the catch.
Will Rankin, I know you guys have heard that name a lot. His sisters and brothers have come through the Oak Harbor Wildcat sports program with volleyball, basketball. Brothers play baseball. We got another Rankin, but I think this is the last one.
Second down and a short 1 yard. Ball sitting on the 3. Cato White hands the ball straight up the middle to Anderson. Brendan Anderson runs into a pile of Chargers. I think he might have picked up the first down, but not much more than that, because a whole host of Chargers, including, who else? Sharon Smith was there to make a stop.
Yeah, my man Sharon Smith, he is all over the field tonight. You know, Coach said he's got a high IQ to play football. He's just reading right where that ball's going, and as soon as he sees the hole open, being a good middle linebacker, if the hole opens, you got to run your butt right in there and make a good tackle.
They did get the first down, so it's 1st and goal. Ball's resting on the 2. White again gives it to Anderson, but Anderson does not have anywhere to run because I think it's 58 gets in there, and 76, 78, excuse me, Cyrus Felix Lopez in there to bottle things up.
Well, I actually like the personnel change here by the Wildcats. They can bring a little bit more beef to the line there, because there's just a little bit too much penetration when you're on goal line. But also the running back for the Wildcats, a young fellow there, number 26, Anderson, he can't stop his feet. You just got to go hit the hole and get the touchdown.
Hand off straight up the middle. I think it's Michael Gomez this time on the carry. It was 2nd down and goal. Ball was on the 4. He might have gotten it to the 2.
Actually, I was kind of wondering what was taking so long to put Gomez back there at the fullback spot, because that young fella, he's a beast. He's 5'10", 195 pounds, but one thing he does, he does not stop his feet from moving. He just gets right after it and tries to push the ball over the goal line.
So it's Cantrell now under center. Cantrell's going to keep it, goes straight forward. I think he dives and gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcat.
Yeah, what made that play happen there was number 57. He's 235 pounds from the guard, from his right guard spot. Number 57, Justin Campbell. He actually was able to dominate his guy at the line of scrimmage and keep the power on him and push him out of the way with just enough to get White into the end zone. Nice job.
That was actually Cantrell that got in the end zone.
Oh, excuse me, Cantrell.
Yes, he came in and surprised us. So Cantrell now is going to be doing the holding duties for Jake Mitten. Snap is good. The kick is up. It's blocked. So 2 missed extra points. It's 13-6 in favor of the Wildcats. And that was Garrett Devereaux that got in to make that block.
Well, again, it's like the play's never over until it's over. And a lot of times in high school football, you know, sometimes on the PATs, sometimes players take some time off. It's almost like a time to rest. And we may have taken a little bit, we may have taken one play off, and that one point could come back and bite us in the butt.
So the Wildcats have done an excellent job. They've had 3 possessions. They've driven the ball down the field really well on 2 of them. Had a little hiccup on the second one, but they've done well defensively too, and that's why with 6:54 remaining in the first half, the Wildcats lead by a score of 13-6. Coach Turner, who resigned the head coaching position at the end of this last year, is on the sideline with the Wildcats tonight. Ball's picked up at the 10, runs straight forward, tackled at about the 20-yard line. That's number 2 for the Wildcats, Tristan
Chargers field
Wasden.
the ball at the 10-yard line. That's 19 yards on the return. Tristan Wasden on the tackle for the Wildcats.
That's right. Except we do have one more game. The crossover game on November 1st is here. North hosts. I guess so. The block's going to keep it this time. He picks up a couple yards, but then he's tackled by 52, Michael Gomez, for the Wildcats.
He picks up 3 yards before he's taken out by Michael Gomez. Second down, 7 yards to go for the Chargers from their own 32.
And watch the ball. Defensive ends, watch the ball. Block sends a man in motion, hands it to the second back through, going to the right, number 10. I didn't catch you on that tackle. That was Philip Mellamy on the carry. 73, Jacob Bevel on the stop. And it's not that I couldn't see, except, you know, that pole right in front of my way. But don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful stadium. Thank you, everyone, for your contribution to it and passing the bonds and the levies, because, oh yeah, it's a beautiful place. 2006 state championship. So we got 3rd down and 5. Ball's on the 34-yard line. Long sends a man's in motion, gonna pitch it to him. Nowhere to go because he's met right there by number 45, LeKelt, for the stop. He's gonna bring up a 4th down. I think they lost a yard. 4th down and 6.
Loss of 1 on the play. They got 4th down and 6.
So he's back to kick it away is Getchell. Cantrell back to receive. High snap is corralled, does get the punt off. LeKelt's gonna let it bounce, and it's gonna just keep rolling for Getchell. Brendan McPherson is the, what did he do? I missed it. He was there, touched the ball.
52 yards in the punt by Cameron Hazel. As the Royals go about 15-yard line.
Football commentator, go to YouTube.
That's right, you know.
We apologize.
We got a couple years of experience. It may not sound like it, but you know, we've been doing this a couple days. So Cato White in that shotgun formation. He's got Brendan Anderson right by his right side. He's gonna fake the handoff to him, follow him through the hole. He's gonna pick up 2 or 3. I think it's 82. Dominic Anderson on the stop, and actually, I said he picked up 2 or 3. He actually picked up 7, so it's going to be 2nd down and 3. The ball's going to be on the 22-yard line. Yes, I do. It's a long way down to that field. This time White gives it to Anderson again. That hole is filled in a hurry.
Brendan Anderson with the 4 good catch on the play. Takes the ball out to the 24-yard line. A yard short of 1st down over. Ryan Kaminsky on the stop for the Chargers. The 3rd down and 1.
3rd down and 1, ball's on the 24. Fake handoff, and White keeps it. It's going to depend on the spot. Now, he got at least 2 or 3. He's going to have a 1st and 10. Ball's going to be resting, I think, on the 26.
On the stop for the Chargers, Landon Olsen. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats from their own 28-yard line.
check that. The ball's going to be on the 28-yard line. Straight drop back pass, gets some pressure from behind and goes down. That's Smith, Sharon Smith, bringing the pressure from the outside. It'll be a loss of, I'm going to call it 8 on the play.
Credit the tackle to Sharon Smith. That's a loss of 6. Second down and 16 for the Wildcats on their own 22.
So after that loss, second down and 16, ball's on the 22. Smith's going to drop back pass again. Pressure's coming. He eludes the first one. Runs to his left, needs to get rid of it, just chucks it out of bounds. Smart play, brings up third down and 16.
The pass from Pedal White, incomplete. It'll bring up third down.
So ball's going to be resting still on the 22-yard line, third down and 16. And we got a timeout on the field for the Wildcats. Kind of an important third down with 2:09 remaining in the first half, deep in your own territory.
So second time out of the half, they have 1 remaining.
Coming out of the timeout, it's 2:09 remaining in the half. Third down and 16. Ball's on the 22-yard line. White's got LeKelt in the backfield with him to his right. Drop back pass. Ooh, that was some good defense right there by number 6, Garrett Devereaux. Ball was thrown only where his receiver, Kelly, could catch it. But Devereaux made a great job and stabbed it out of the way.
Pass from Pedal White, intended for Matt Kelly. Devereaux back in the coverage on the play. And bring up 4th and 1 for the Wildcats. Matt Kelly drops back in pack formation.
Matt Kelly set to kick it away. He gets the snap, does get the ball off. It takes a bounce, keeps on rolling into Charger territory. Goes inside the 45-yard line where it's touched dead by number 12, Isaiah Getty.
Down the Marysville-Getchell 45-yard line.
One player that has made some headlines for the Wildcats is Simpson. I don't even see him on the field, so I don't know what's going on there. But he hasn't been on the field at all tonight. So Block takes the snap, rolls to his right, passes it, has a man wide open, out of bounds, first down. Reception made to Garrett Devereaux. Anderson on the carry.
Anderson on the tackle at the end of the play. Play covering his 13 yards before the Charger first down. First and 10 at the Wildcat, 42.
First and 10. Long in the shotgun. He gets it. He's looking to his right. Pressure comes and gets there. Sack made. That's Wepley. And who's the other one there? 52, Gomez. I think Gomez got there first.
The defensive charge for the Wildcats.
So 76. Oh, that would be also known as number 80, Nathan Hummel. So that backs it up. The timeout is called. I'm sure it was by the Chargers while we were looking for the numbers on our screen or paper or whatever. You know, for that live thing you got going on there, you need to bring like a little stand. Hey, fans out there that are watching live, that's why. He's trying to hold it in his hand while he does this. That's why it's so shaky. So if you're hearing this, give us a little shout out and say, yeah, bring that stand. All right, we got 1 minute 38 seconds remaining in the first half. It's second down and 21 after the sack.
Ball's on the 47-yard line of the Chargers. Block's got shotgun formation with the back to his right. Takes the snap, he's gonna drop back pass, looking to his right, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, which was number 4, Landon Olson.
Pass from Caleb Blank intended for Devereaux is incomplete. Nathan Anderson on the coverage. And bring up 3rd and 1 for Getchell. 3rd down, 21.
Brendan Anderson was on the coverage for the Wildcats. Block this time is going to roll to his left. We got a penalty flag and blows the play dead. I'm going to guess it's a false start. And that is what it is. It's going to back them up 5 yards. Chargers will now have 3rd down and 26 yards to go. The ball is going to be on their own 32-yard line.
3rd down, 26 yards to go.
Drop back pass, looking to throw it. Throwing deep, in and out of the hands. Oh no, we got a penalty that looks like it's going to be in the place of pass interference. It's Anderson out there and Cantrell as well. The ball was intended for Landon Olson from Caleb Blanc. So the indication is pass interference on the Wildcats, so it's going to be a 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage, which brings it to the 43-yard line, where it's going to be 3rd down and 11. So unlike in college and pro, it's not an automatic 1st down. So Mallohy goes to the right of Blanc. Blanc fakes the handoff, gets rid of the pass, little screen to Devereaux. Tackled by 76, that's Hummel. Also on the stop, 26, that would be Brendan Anderson.
Nathan Hummel on the stop for O'Carter. 4th down, 6 yards to go.
Fourth and 6. Ball's on the 38. Drop back pass looking to his left. Oh, in and out of the hands. I think that was Jake Mitten. But goes out of bounds, and that's going to be a turnover on downs with 43.6 seconds remaining. The Wildcats take over 1st and 10. Ball's going to be on their own 35-yard line.
However, it is short of the 1st down marker. The Wildcats will take over on downs. First and 10 for the Wildcats on their own 35.
So Cantrell's going to go under center. Gomez is in the backfield with LeKelt. LeKelt gets the pitch. That hole was there and then clogged in a hurry. And that was 32 for the Marysville-Getchell team. Max White, 5'11", 215, just filled that hole in a hurry.
Second and 9 for the Wildcats on their own 36.
Second down, 9 yards to go, 20 seconds and counting. Might get one more playoff before the half. And we got a whistle and a flag on the play. And they stop it. That's typically false start. Oh no, in this case it's offsides, and it's going to be a 5-yard penalty against Getchell. It's going to bring up third down and 3 yards to go after they march it off.
5-yard penalty moves the ball to the Wildcats 41-yard line. Second down and 4.
Well, that's going to be the final play of the half. They're not going to get this one snapped. So at the end of the half, the Wildcats lead by a score of 13-6. Pretty well played first half of football for the Wildcats overall. Any thoughts before we send them into halftime festivities, Gary? So with the Wildcats leading by a score of 13-6 here at Homecoming, Jerry and I are going to step aside for halftime, where there'll be some introduction of royalty. I'm guessing that the band will get out there and do some marching, and the cheerleaders will probably do a dance or two. So enjoy that, and we'll come back at the other side.
Scores, schedule, standing stats, and photos. Every school and every sport in the Wesco. Go to the Wesco League website at WescoAthletics.com. Our own John Piskin takes lots of photos on the site, so check it out. WescoAthletics.com, the official source for all Wesco League sports. To begin our halftime 2019 homecoming festivities here this evening, we have a lot on the agenda. First up is the varsity cheer squad. And on the microphone, Eddie Powell.
Let's give it up for the Wildcat cheer team. Wildcats Show Band. The Wildcats Show Band is made up of 55 volunteer band members and a variety of woodwinds, brass, and percussion instruments, as well as the guard and this year's brand new front ensemble. These students started working weeks before school started, and their final show will culminate at a performance at the Puget Sound Festival Bands Competition on October 26th in Everett, Washington. This year's show features music from Stephen Sondheim's award-winning musical, Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. The music and marching of tonight's show was arranged and designed by Brandon C. Nelson, choreography by Renee Giuliano and Mickey Gibson. Drum majors, Keely Partridge and Cheyenne Winchester. Is your band ready? Oak Harbor High School Wildcats Show Band, you may take the field in halftime performance.
Oak Harbor High School, I welcome you to our homecoming halftime festivities. Please direct your attention to cheer, the Oak Harbor High School Marching Band, and NJROTC, who will be assisting you with our homecoming court presentation. It is now time to present to you the 2019 Homecoming Court, consisting of students chosen by their peers, elected to prince, princess, and knight positions due to their exemplary portrayal of Wildcat pride.
Representing the class of 2023, I give you Prince Brock Boyer, Princess Aubrey Morgan, and Knight Mia Carmen. Representing the class of 2022, I give you Prince Michael McGuffey, Princess Francisca Barnett, and Knight River Clark.
Representing the class of 2021, I give you Prince Jake Min, Princess Jessica Aguilar, and Knight Elias Thompson. Representing the class of 2020, I give you Prince Brandon Bundage, Princess Lydia Vaughn, Knights Peyton Horn, and Adam McLeod. Nominees for King and Queen: Jalen O'Hara, Victor Zarate. And Justin Campbell and Abby Payne, accompanied by Junior Royalty, Arlen Mahoney, and Evelyn Boswell.
Okay, the students presented to you were chosen by their peers to represent them. The senior candidates were voted upon the entire school and student body to determine this year's King and Queen. The senior nominees will open up their boxes, revealing the 2019 Homecoming King and Queen with a blue and purple balloons. as well as men's warehouse. Congratulations to our homecoming court, and thank you all fans here tonight. Go Cats!
Well, I hope you enjoyed the halftime festivities. I'm going to take this time with them, getting a little extra time to get warmed up, to welcome the class of 1994 that's here for their 25th high school reunion. And the homecoming royalty, we're going to start with the senior princesses, Jalen O'Hara, Abby Payne, and Lydia Vaughn. The senior princes were Justin Campbell, Victor Zarati, and Brandon Burndage. Senior knights, Peyton Horn and Allie McLeod. The junior prince and princesses, Jessica Aguilar and Jake Mitten. Junior knight, Elias Thompson. Sophomore prince and princess, Francesca Bartlett and Michael McGuffey. Sophomore knight was River Clark. Freshman prince and princess, Aubrey Norton and Brock Boyer. Freshman knight is Mia Carmen. Junior royalty were Arlene Mahoney and Evelyn Boswell. And thank you to Gerald Jewelry and Men's Warehouse for the jewelry and the attire.
Yeah. Well, with it being homecoming week, I know there's a lot of kids that are out there probably stressing. You know, moms and dads are out here stressing just for the simple fact is, you know, these guys they got to get dresses, they got to get the corsages, tuxedos, so it's always nice. You know, it's always nice when people can donate their time to those really close community members. We always appreciate the donations. See, we're having a good time here in the Wildcat.
That's right, we are. So let's talk a little bit about some halftime adjustments.
Yeah,
it's homecoming.
Yep.
They have a little extra time in there. So what type of adjustment do you think this Wildcat team needed to make offensively to make an impact here in the second half?
Well, the biggest thing is they're going to have to make sure when they're doing their running plays, when they're doing their counter trays and off-tackle stuff, when they're putting their guards or tackles, they're going to have to remind the tackles to keep their feet moving. If they see the first guy that busts through the line, that is the gentleman who they have to get and hit. Don't stop. Your job as a pulling tackle or guard is to knock that guy out, period. Because it's football. You know, so that's the biggest change they're going to do on offense.
Wait. We don't just touch them. We got to hit them hard.
That's right. We got to hit them hard.
Okay. All right.
That's right. Now, defensively, you know, I actually had a chance to speak to Coach Maggio, the defensive coordinator. I asked him, you know, you guys, fix your guys' demo and corner. He's like, yeah, they're playing about 6 yards too deep. I was like, good. That's what I pulled up in the booth. So I'm glad you guys went ahead and fixed it. So, but the coaches are, you know, they're knowledgeable. They know what they're doing. They're seeing what we're seeing, and they're correcting right there.
Well, so the Wildcats got the call to open the football game, so I believe that means they're going to kick it off the second half. At least that's the way it typically works. So they're going to start out on
nice option offense that we were expecting to see from Getchell.
So the Wildcats are going to tee it up on the 40-yard line. That's Matt Kelly that's going to tee it up back to receive it for the Chargers. I think that's number 10.
Yes, sir.
And that is Philip Mellamy. And I can't quite make out the number of the other guy that's back there with
Wildcats
him.
kicking
Let's call
off.
him a
The game
dude.
is second
Yep,
half.
one of those Chargers. So Kelly does a little squibber right down the middle of the field. It's picked up by 22 at the 15-yard line. Brings it out past the 35, probably to the 37. A host of Wildcats there to tackle them. Picking themselves up off the turf is number 2 and number 40.
14 yards on the
And
return.
number 2 is Tristan Watson, and 40 is Ezra Desteron.
You know, also had a chance to see number 35 in there, Caden Anderson, a young sophomore, outside linebacker, halfback, getting on special teams, making some plays. Well done, Caden.
Starts at their own 39-yard line. First and 10
Devin
for
Ford
Getchell.
on the carry. Brought it to the 39-yard line where it's going to be first and 10 for Blanc. Sends a man in motion. Hands it straight up the middle to Sharon Smith. 21 Wepley in there. LeKelt as well. And number 52, Michael Gomez.
Yeah. A lot of Wildcats are swarming to the ball. They're doing some game tackling. They're moving with purpose tonight. And most importantly, they're working pretty well as a team. Now, another difference I've noticed the Wildcats are doing is they've been shuttling in and out their defensive linemen by keeping their legs fresh. So that's a nice little adjustment there by the head coach, Marcus Hughes.
Ron Smith is the fullback. Send Mellamy in motion. The fullback breaks into the secondary. One missed tackle. Number 3 for the Wildcats makes the stop. That's Chris
Ron
Hoppick.
Smith with the carry.
Yeah, Chris Hoppick there. You know, he came actually from the right cornerback position.
Chris Hoppick
Again, if we
on the
have
stop for the
if
Wildcats.
we might have a long night if our DBs have to continue to make tackles like that. Because frankly, number 48 of Getchell, Sharon Smith, that's 220 pounds of beef coming right at you. And Hopkins, he's 160.
Long sends a man in motion. He keeps it this time. He's got nowhere to go because LeKelt drags him down from behind along with number 76. That's Hummel.
Yeah, Hummel did a nice job there by staying home, didn't break containment. You can see that the Wildcats are shoveling in and out their defensive linemen, so they're keeping their nose tackle fresh to keep pressure on the young man who's playing center there for Getchell, who's only 5'9", I'm like, what, he's 170 pounds?
Something like that.
Second and 10 for the Chargers.
So after a no gain on first down, the Chargers have second down and 10. The ball's just inside Wildcat territory, 40-yard line. This time it's going to go to 33, but Hummel's right there to make the tackle from behind, and 33 is Austin Byron to carry it for a pickup of 3.
Yeah, also in basically disrupting the play. You know, that's not a stat line play, but number 28, Gabriel Daggett there, you know, he came from his outside linebacker position and actually was able to take that right tackle of Getchell and actually push him into the hole and close it off.
So Blanc goes shotgun. Going to drop back pass, looking to his left. Got a little bubble wide receiver screen. I think it's going to be first down yardage. That's what Kelton gets in there, make the stop. Also on the stop is Brendan Anderson.
Yeah, you know, the problem and the hard part with those little tiny bubble screens is, you know, if you get set up for those, it's just a lot of bodies in your way. But actually, those plays are actually also set up with the referee in mind to act as an extra blocker as well, too.
So after that first down pickup, it's first and 10. Ball's on the 24-yard line of the Wildcats. Blanc breaks the huddle. Got a little wing formation look. With Smith in the backfield and 2 receivers. Sends Devereaux in motion, hands off to Smith. Smith kind of gets through an arm tackle, finally brought down by Hummel.
Hummel's doing a nice, good job there from his tackle position on defense. You know, he's actually keeping his pad level lower this quarter because his legs are fresh. Now, you're probably wondering why his legs are fresh. Because they are shuttling in and out their defensive linemen, which has been a nice little adjustment by the Wildcats.
Pick pick up a 6, 2nd down and 4, balls on the 18-yard line. Same formation as the last play. Long this time again, hands it to Sharon Smith. Met immediately, but then keeps driving his legs to pick up a few yards. The first contact was made by number 40, Ezra Desharon.
Desharon did a nice job coming from the middle linebacker position. Like we've been mentioning all night, when you're a linebacker, if that hole opens, you just got to have a lot of contact courage and go ahead and stick your face right in there. And that's what Desharon did from his linebacker spot. Well done.
Gabe Daggett also in on the stop for the Wildcats. That was enough for 1st down, so it's 1st and 10. And the ball's on the 13-yard line. Hand off to Smith. Penalty flag in there. Gomez was the first to make contact. I think it's going to be a face mask.
I think it is too. You probably just noticed how Gomez kind of came in a little bit wild. It's because he stood straight up and lost his balance. So that's what I'm talking about with pad level. Keep your pad level low, keep your balance where it needs to be, keep it center lined, then you're going to be okay, not lose your balance like that.
The penalty indication is a face mask call against the Wildcats.
So the face mask penalty on the Wildcats. It's going to be marked off from the line of scrimmage. It's going to be half the distance to the goal. Actually, they just marched off 5 yards. Okay. It's going to be 1st down and 3, I guess. They did go half the distance to goal.
They got to fix that. You know, I don't have a lot of favorite referees.
It'll be 1st
John
down
down here, he's pretty
and 3 yards to go at the 6.
1st down, 3rd, 3 yards to go. Ball's on the 6. Blanc this time is going to keep it. He's got lots of space. He walks into the end zone, just barely touched. Touchdown for the Chargers with 7:48 remaining in the 3rd quarter. The Chargers are down by 1 with the extra point coming.
Yes, it is. But frankly, that should have been a block in the back there by 79. Connor Shrimp there. I don't know if he's related to Deathless Shrimp. But in any case, that's a Sonic reference for the young cats out there. That hole was so big because he had our guy in the back and was driving to the ground.
Devereaux with the hole. 27 to keep the kicking duties. Kick is up. And this time it is good. And just like that, this game is tied with only 4 minutes and 12 seconds expired in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, it's always kind of tough coming in at halftime. Because typically you only get, is it 10 minute halftime, 12 minute halftime?
Yeah.
You know, and today it was 20 minutes because of all the halftime festivities with homecoming. So, you know, you believe it or not, you do have to prep for that because your body does get cold.
Yep. So, game is now knotted up, and the Wildcats have yet to have their first possession of the 2nd half. That's upcoming now. And back deep to receive it is going to be Cantrell and number 6 for the Wildcats. That is Dominic Dean.
Now, what's going to be interesting here, if you're watching on YouTube here live or checking out my stream as I'm Facebook Living, number 35 there, just checked back in for the Wildcats, Caden Anderson, the 150-pound sophomore. He's got a lot of speed and also a lot of girth in him too. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how he does his blocking here, and if our upbacks are going to take the time, follow the blocks, and see if they can get right behind him.
Say it's Newton doing the kicking duties because he's the only one with a K by his name. So that ball's picked up by Dean. Dean's at the 20. Doesn't have anywhere to go because number 10 Philip Mellamy is there to greet him. Wildcats going to take over 1st and 10, and I think the ball's going to be resting on their 18-yard line.
Yeah, I think so too. But right there, that was pretty good kick coverage there by Getchell. You know, our cornermen right there, they just, again, we just broke contained, and they didn't actually maintain their lanes on kickoff. That's a very important thing that you have to teach the high school students, is no matter what, never break lane containment. And that's why you see the ball at the 19-yard line.
White hands the ball off to Brendan Anderson. There's nowhere to nowhere to run on that side of the line. I think he picked up about a yard. It's going to be 2nd down and 9, and Ryan Kaminsky was there to make a stop.
Kaminsky actually got really good penetration there to the offensive line. Because actually our left guard, again, just kind of stood up. You're kind of seeing me harp a little bit about pad level, because pad level is the most important thing that you can do as an offensive lineman. So I'm hoping these young men will watch this telecast and take my advice to heart.
This time White's going to drop back to pass, looking downfield. He's
Good
got
route.
a man, and it's caught. Oh, no, it was in and out of the hand. The intended receiver was Matt Kelly. On the coverage was number 6, Devereaux.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about that route there run by number 10, Mr. Kelly. That was a beautiful double move. His feet were balanced. His arms are nice and tight. He's pumping them. And he actually faked out there number 6, but number 6 had enough speed to kind of make up for the miscommunication with his mind and his feet, and actually made up for lost ground and then forced an incomplete pass. But nice job there by the wide receiver from the Wildcats.
3rd down and 9, another pass, this time complete to Wepley. Wepley gets outside the 40-yard line, and that's enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, White there, the quarterback for the Wildcats, was able to hit number 21, Wepley. Now, what made that play possible, as the Wildcats have been hitting the outside with their little short pass game, which is basically an extension of the run game. But when you're throwing the ball to the flats like that, you're going to have the fly and the 9 route open up the middle all day to either your wing back or your tight end, and White found him right there.
22-yard pass play brings up 1st and 10. Handoff to Brendan Anderson running to the left. First contact made by number 33, and that is Austin Byron.
Yeah, Austin Byron there was able to get rid of his blocker that was in front of him, but the Wildcats did a really good job, kept their feet moving, but there was a lot of penetration coming by the Getchell defensive lineman there, number 55. He was actually just kind of handling his business against our big fella, number 72, the Wildcats.
2nd down and 8 after a pickup of 2. Fake handoff this time. White's going to keep it. Got some running room close to midfield. Tackled by Olsen at the 49-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, White right there did a nice job, but I got to tell you, if you're a running quarterback, you know, pick up your yardage, but don't take unnecessary hits, but way to have some contact urge, way to suck it up on homecoming night, way to make it a special night for the class of 1994.
3rd down, 2 yards to go. Ball's on the 49-yard line of the Wildcats. It's a handoff to Brendan Anderson. He gets to midfield, but that's going to be a yard shy, and it's 48 for the Sharon Smith, It's going to bring up a 4th down and 1, and the ball's just touching the 50.
Yeah, the Wildcats did a nice, good job there, so it's going to be kind of interesting to see what they do here.
They're going to go for it,
well,
4th and less than 1.
But they did make the change at fullback, so you got Big 52 back there. So they're going to have to pound it.
Cantrell keeps it. The push forward, it's all going to depend on the spot.
Forward progress?
Yeah, forward progress. Probably looks like a 1st down from here, but I bring out the chains.
Yeah, that might be short.
We're going to bring out the chains, and
I don't know, Facebook, is that short?
Yeah, it's going to be really close.
Yeah.
I'm even using my binoculars. I'm going to say they got it, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not going to bet on it. Not even a penny.
Not even a penny?
No.
How about double or nothing? I'm filling the hole for like 9 cents.
It's going to be really close. And it's
Oh.
short. So that means it's a turnover on downs, and the Chargers are going to take over, ball just inside their territory on the 49.5-yard line.
That's a killer right there. You never want to have a drive killed by a half an inch. The Wildcats are going to have to let that go and just get after it on defense. Somebody's going to have to get out there and make a play. You see, you got big Jake Mitten out there, number 32. He's fired up.
4:31 remaining in the third quarter, all tied up at 13. Wildcats turn it over on downs, and here comes the Marysville-Getchell Chargers.
Yeah, no, we got a new center in for Getchell, number 76. So they got away from the 5'9" player and went with the 6-foot player.
Hand off to Sharon Smith. He dives forward. He's going to pick up 1. And 76. Nathan Hummel makes the tackle.
Yeah, Nathan Hummel made a nice tackle there. But also, I had talked about the change at center because, you know, our nose tackle has been handling his business tonight, and they had to make that change to go with the bigger size.
So we got a Wildcat down on the field. That is Wepley.
Looks like he's got a cramp.
Yeah, I think he's got a cramp as well. Trying to stretch that thing out.
Well, we got the best boo-boo man in the business out there, Trainer Trev.
Trainer Trev taking care of business.
What he does.
Reminder to all you Wildcat fans of upcoming varsity football action. The Cats will travel to Squalicum, Bellingham Civic Stadium.
So take this opportunity to let you know, just like Jay Long is doing on the PA announcing, that next week the Wildcats travel to Squalicum. They're playing in Bellingham Civic Stadium. That is a Saturday game, and it is a 6 p.m. start, not 7 p.m. on Saturday at Civic Field in Bellingham on the 26th of October.
Second down, 8 yards again for the Chargers at the Wildcat.
That's what I call lamb country. We got a nice big defensive tackle on there. Wildcats are going to have to work on.
Second down, 9 yards to go. Block tries to make a pass. It's blocked at the line of scrimmage. Intended for number 4. Olsen on the coverage was number 26, Brendan Anderson.
That was a nice job there by the Wildcats by getting that big paw up there. They tell you, if you cannot get to the quarterback when you're rushing as a defensive lineman, you know it's a pass. You see pass, get your paw up. You may knock it down.
Third down and 8.
Going to bring up a third down, and I'm going to call it a short 9. Jay Long called it 8. Ball's resting on the 49-yard line of the Wildcats.
Jay knows what he's doing. You know.
Blanc under center. He's got Smith in the backfield. Calling out some signals, pointed out. He's going to roll to his right. Gets the pass out, but it is well short. Intended for Olsen. And again, Anderson on the coverage.
Yeah, I've never understood why sometimes offenses that run these, what I call multiple sets. It's like when you run a multiple set offense, like I have seen probably 10 different formations here from Getchell. You got to spend a lot of time in practice working on that. That just takes away from the basics. You know, it's third and 8. You know, you don't throw it at the 9, 1 yard behind, behind the line of scrimmage. You want to throw it past the first down.
Newton back deep to give it the punt. Cantrell back to receive. Lets it fly over his head. Oh, and it's touched dead inside the 5-yard line. Oh, but he carried it into the end zone. It's going to be a touchback.
Hey, that's what I call a homecoming break for the Wildcats.
Yeah, he did touch it before he went into the end zone, but he's going to call it a touchback. But the Wildcats are going to get it first and 10. Ball on their own 20-yard line.
Well, the Wildcat defense did its job right there. They were able to bail out the offense by an unfortunate, miss of a fourth down conversion by like a quarter of an inch. So, but the Wildcat defense did a really nice job on that. Well done.
So Wildcats are going to come out first and 10, ball on their own 20. 3:38 remaining in the third. White takes the high snap, fakes the handoff, dives forward. It's going to be a pickup of 2. And number 10, Bellamy, was the one in there to make the stop.
Yeah, Melanie did a nice job. He actually came in on a safety blitz. So right now they're running a 4-4. They started off in a 3-4, went to a 4-3, and now they're in a 4-4, which basically they're pulling up that safety based upon the strength of the alignment of the Wildcats and making it basically an extra linebacker. They are daring the Wildcats to throw the ball.
This time it's handed off to Anderson. Anderson gets through the initial line, gets to the 25-yard line. Bellamy there to meet him, along with 58. And number 58 is Ryan Kaminsky.
Yeah, Kaminsky, Bellamy on the defensive side of the ball, complete contact courage on that. But they're basically running 10 men, 9 men in the box for the Wildcats because they know that they're not throwing it. So if they can run a backside post on the backside, that's going to be open, wide open for a Wildcat touchdown.
3rd down and 5. Fake handoff. Looking downfield. Connected with Rankin. Rankin gets knocked out of bounds at the 41-yard line by number 4. That is Jacob Landon Olsen.
Funny. He ran a post.
15 yards in the Wildcat.
I think you called it, man.
Wide open. Because honestly, if the defense is going to challenge you with that in the box, now our quarterback White can throw the ball. You know, he's pretty accurate up to about 10, 12 yards. And he's been accurate pretty deep tonight, but that's right in his wheelhouse. Go ahead and run it.
White this time hands it off to LeKelt. LeKelt eludes a tackle in the backfield. Bellamy makes the stop. He's got a host of his Chargers there with him. And it's going to be a pickup of about a half yard. I'm going to call it a yard. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. And Dominic Andrews was also there to make a stop. And Caden LeKelt was the ball carrier. I think LeKelt is the one down on the field, too.
Yeah, he kind of got chopped up on that inside there. When you're running a lot of inside trap, a lot of inside dive, unfortunately you get a lot of body parts kind of flying your way with offensive linemen. And being a fullback and how LeKelt likes to run the ball to the inside, you know, he just kind of got caught up a little bit, so hopefully his leg's going to be all right.
Upcoming home action on the athletic front next week for the Wildcats. We got girls volleyball big match next Tuesday at 7 o'clock.
So I'm going to actually take a moment, since we're just kind of here being quiet, I'm going to talk about October 26th again. University of Washington Huskies coaches, some players are coming up to bring an all-skills camp for the community of Oak Harbor and also the surrounding areas of Washington as well, too. So it's going to be a pretty good time. So hopefully you softballers out there will come on out to the Oak Harbor High School. You got to sign up online. If you go to our Facebook site, you can see where the link is, and it's going to be an awesome time. It's not too often the University of Washington Huskies softball team will come up to Oak Harbor. I mean, that's pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. That is probably the coolest thing that I've ever seen happen in softball.
So the Wildcats volleyball team this Tuesday, October 22nd, they're going to take on Snohomish. And this Wildcat team, they're 10-0, ladies and gentlemen. And then on Thursday, they travel down to Arlington, who is also 10-0.
You know what's funny is Kerry Molitor, it's so like the old school coaches that have been around for like 20 plus years. Yeah, you know, I'm not really sure how we're going to do this year. We're a little young. I'm a little scared for the season. Kerry, you're 10-0. Scared of what? I like it. Well done.
So White coming out of the timeout for an injury. He's going to pass this one. He gets the screen off to Wepley. Wepley trying to break a tackle. He gets drugged out of bounds. That's number 48. Couldn't be anybody else but Sharon Smith.
Yeah, Sharon Smith grabbing the people by the helmet. It looked like, you know, back to volleyball. I think there's a Webster kid that kind of plays volleyball over there too. So she comes from a long line of really good athletes. Fred Webster, Jamatio Webster. Yeah, I'm just giving you guys a little bit of lineage there of the Oak Harbor Wildcat family. She's actually really good too.
The whole team must be really good.
Yeah.
They're 10-0.
There you go. Takes more than one.
So we got double receivers to the bottom of the screen, one to the top. White drops back to pass, looking to his left. And that was thrown a little bit deep and out of bounds, incomplete. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 9. We'll see what the Wildcats elect to do. I'm guessing they're going to punt it away.
Yeah, probably a smart thing there. You know, the pass out that was intended for Kelly, he's 6'2" there, White. Actually just threw a post corner, but he actually put just a little bit too much air underneath that, which carried that ball to the out of bounds side. You know, when you're throwing that route, you got to really set your feet, kind of poke your shoulders up just a little bit, a touch of air, not a ton of air.
Matt Kelly's going to punt the ball away to the Chargers.
Yeah, you got his up back protectors there. Back there again is number 88 of the Wildcats, Trevor Adams.
High kick. Takes a bounce about the 40 and it backs up out of bounds at about the 45. They're going to park it at the 44-yard line where the Chargers will take over 1st and 10.
Well, you had number 20 out there, the 5'6" sophomore who's 130 pounds, Bennett Anderson, getting some varsity Friday night lights action on the field. So I'm noticing there's a lot of sophomores that are getting a lot of playing time right now on special teams.
There's a lot of sophomores on the roster.
Now's a better time to get it in.
First and 10 for the Chargers from their own 44.
So Blanc goes under center. Devereaux in motion. They hand it to Smith. Smith is met in the backfield immediately by Gomez. They're going to give him forward progress, but it's only going to be back to the original line of scrimmage, where it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10.
Here's what's great about that play right there. The Wildcats are game tackling right now because that big sucker back there playing fullback number 48, he's a load right now. And when you're running the ball, it's about to play the 4th quarter. You're a little tired, so it's going to take more than one person to make that tackle. There's 5 and 6 guys around the ball carrier making the tackle right now. That's a great job.
That was the last play of the 3rd quarter, and the Wildcats are all knotted up here at 13 with the Marysville-Getchell Chargers. So now they're probably warmed up, get the 3rd quarter out of the way. They did let the Chargers score on the first drive of the 2nd half. Defense has kind of tightened up just a little bit, which they got to keep doing to give their offense an opportunity to put the ball in the end zone again. Second down, 10 yards to go. Ball's on the 44-yard line of the Chargers. A mishandled snap, and it looks like the Wildcats may have it. There is. The Wildcats do have it, and coming out of the pile with it is number 45, LeKelt.
Yeah, LeKelt there, Johnny on the spot to pick up that fumble, but the cause that fumble was big number 76, which is home. From that nose tackle position, he just is able to put his big paws on that small center, and he couldn't handle it.
So that's the first turnover of the football game, and it goes for the Wildcats' favor. 4 seconds ticked off the clock on that play of the 4th quarter, and White brings the Wildcats to the line of scrimmage. Going to be a handoff to Cantrell. Cantrell looking for some running room around the right, changes his direction, looking for some more running room to the left now. Penalty flag goes flying, and he's going to be tackled for a loss of about 7 yards. I'm going to call it 8, but let's see what the penalty flag is.
Yeah, you had Gage McLeod actually getting the flag action on that play right there. Now LeKelt wanted the ball there, you know, Yeah, you kind of want to make some plays like that. You can see we might. I think that went against the defense on that, so we may have had a free play on that. But you never. If you run backwards, you immediately got to start making your way upfield.
So the indication is illegal use of hands on the Wildcats.
Oh, well, that's against us. We lost a lot of yardage on that.
Yeah.
Upfield,
I might
upfield,
decline it.
upfield.
I might decline the play if I'm.
I would.
Because he already got a loss of 7. Why give him first down again?
I'm definitely not getting the first down. I do decline.
So the illegal use of hands is declined by the Chargers. So the Wildcats lose 8 yards on the play. It's going to be second down and 18. The ball's on their own 47-yard line.
See the shift there? They move to the strong side where the tight end is there for the Wildcats 44, anticipating that if they run the ball, that's where they're going to the strength.
Little bubble screen out to Dean. Dean found a seam. And then, oh my goodness, what a tackle by number 4, Landon Olson right there, just putting his helmet right on the football and driving Dean backwards. Not before he picked up 8 yards.
Yeah, that was great there. That was a great bubble screen. Smart ball. He got 3rd and 18 going there. But what I like about what Coach has done tonight for his quarterback, White, is he's given him short passes to let that young man set his feet and get in rhythm, and when your quarterback is in rhythm, they're going to connect on those high-end passes.
3rd down, 8 yards to go. White drops back to pass, rolls to his left, looking for a man, connects with Rankin. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Or is that Dean? It's Rankin. No, it's number 4, Cantrell.
Okay.
Cantrell comes up with it.
That play happened with a nice block. Rankin is like 16. Just staying in the way of that free safety. He was able to block his vision on that, and he could not take the proper angle. And Cantrell with a big play. And a nice throw from White as well, too. He's in rhythm right now.
1st down, 10 yards to go. Ball's on the 27-yard line. Handoff this time to Brendan Anderson.
Oh,
squirted forward to get as many yards as he could. Picks up 2 is going to be second down and 8.
Got to keep those feet moving, lineman. Keep them moving.
78, Cyrus Felix Lopez makes the stops for the Chargers. Ball's on the 25. Second down and 8. White in the shotgun. Brendan Anderson to his left. Fake handoff. White right up the middle's got some running room. Makes a cut. Tackled by number 4, Landon Olson, but not before White picks up a first down.
Yeah, White, you know, that little like fake handoff read option play has been money for him, for White all night tonight. But what's actually really making that play happen is he's just actually reading the defensive end of Getchell. And that's number, I can't really see from this far because I'm half blind, is number 32 there. When he crashes in, he just keeps the ball and runs upfield.
White this time keeps it again after a fake to Brendan Anderson. Olson there to make the stop along with number, I think it's 32, Max White for the Chargers. Pickup of 1, second down and 7. The ball is now on the 13-yard line. 9:04 and counting remaining in your football game. All knotted up at 13.
Yes, it is. And right now, this is probably one of the most important possessions for the offense of the Wildcats.
This time, White gives it to Anderson, breaks the first arm tackle, gets close to the 10-yard line. It's going to be a little shy.
Okay, I tell you what, John Leet there was able to take his man that was in front of him. He actually gave up a little bit of leverage because he got a little bit tall, but he went back to the old-fashioned thing. Let the defensive lineman momentum take himself out of the play. You just keep your hands on him and drive him that way. And that's what John Leet did and opened up that huge hole for our running back.
Third down and 5. Drop back pass, looking to his left. Good defense right there. Intended for Rankin. By number 3, Kellen McGarry on the coverage for the Chargers.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. Calling Rankin's name tonight is kind of exciting. You don't want to know why? That young man is 6'2". How can you not give that guy a 50-50 chance, throw the ball up in the air, and let's just see what happens. He's an athlete, too.
He's a sophomore.
A big sophomore. Might as well use it.
All right, it's 4th down and 5 yards to go. Ball's on the 11. White's going to drop back pass, looking to his right. Oh, once again, pretty good coverage right there by Devereaux. Intended for Matt Kelly, knocked away, and the Wildcats turn it over on down.
I'll tell you what, that was actually a really good ball delivered from White. That was intended for Kelly there. You know, but the defensive back there of Getchell just had really good position, was able to keep his body where it needed to be, put his hand up, and knock that ball away. You can't hate on a good play there by the defensive back of Getchell.
Well, 6 foot, 180-pound senior Devereaux making the play for his team. 8:06 remaining, and the Chargers take it over on downs. Blanc is going to hand it off, fake the handoff, but he's got nowhere to run. He's going to lose a little bit of yardage. The first person there was number 32, Jake Mitten. Also 76, Nathaniel Hummel, there to make the play.
Yeah, we got to fix that. So if anybody's watching from the athletic office, can we change that number?
Can we get the number right on the program? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if I can't make a contact.
Well, it's going to be a trick to see if our athletic director there, if our AD is watching.
So, Blanc under center after a loss of 1, 2nd down and 11. Going to hand it to the second back. He's got a little bit of space. Drugged down from behind by number 40, Deschrong.
Yeah, Deschrong made a nice, good play from his spot there. Now, we had talked about this multiple offense there by Getchell. Okay, so the defense has done a really good job by just making sure, by keeping these guys contained. They actually had to go away from their option offense because they can't get the play off, because our defensive line tonight has controlled the line of scrimmage, with the big player being number 73 tonight, Cameron Hoppett, from the nose tackle position, and also number 57, Justin Campbell, who's doing a nice job. And also number 21 of the Wildcats, Calvin Whipley.
Blanc's going to hand it off to Smith this time. Smith's going to get close to the 15. Big number 73 for the Wildcats makes a stop. That's Jacob Bevel. Pickup of enough to get the first down.
Yeah, Bevel there did a nice, good job. He's played really well tonight. Just our offense and our defensive linemen have played very, very well tonight. Nice big improvement.
First down, 10 yards to go. Ball's on the 24. Hand off again to Sharon Smith. Sharon Smith probably got to the 25, just beyond the 25. So that's a pickup of 1, tackled by Jacob Bevel.
Bevel, again, he's just controlling that center. They've already made a change from the 5'9" guy to the 6-foot guy, because Bevel has just been all up in that grill, and all up in his face. Now you can see Bevel, 73, he's just fired up. He's having a good time on homecoming, making things happen.
So Blanc brings him to the line of scrimmage. Smith in the backfield, sends a man in motion. Gonna hand it off a little misdirection. That's Maloney. And he's going to get first down yardage, and the tackle is made by Nathan Hummel.
Yeah, Hummel there, number 76, did a good job by just reading that. But the reason why they got so much yardage on that is I haven't seen a change of the platoon here, and we got a little bit of change coming right here of the platoon of the defensive linemen. Because when they're in there for about 6, 7, 8 plays at a time, you want to give those young bucks a rest. Let them rest their legs for 2 plays, send them back in there. Makes a difference throughout the game.
Once again, Blanc goes under center. Wepley in the game now for the Wildcats. This time it's a fake handoff.
Oh.
And lots of running room for Blanc. Blanc's up the left sideline. Finally knocked out of bounds, but not before he gets to the Wildcats 30. Knocked out of bounds by number 3, Chris Hoppick.
Yeah, Chris Hoppick there, you know, shoestring pushing him out of bounds. That's what we needed to have happen. But again, typically, when young offensive linemen start to get tired, they tend to stand up just a little bit more. And you can see that the Wildcats have their hands on their hips because these guys are gassed right now.
4:36 remaining in the football game. Ball's on the 34-yard line of the Wildcats, and the Chargers are threatening to score. Another fake handoff. Blanc keeps the football, this time running to the right. Shrugged down by Cantrell and Anderson on the stop.
Yeah, Cantrell and Anderson are having a pretty good night. Those guys are actually pretty sure, you know, those guys are sure tacklers. You had Jacob Mitten there being there, so you're having a minimum of 3 guys on the ball carrier making tackles tonight, which is pretty good because I'm seeing a lot of hands on the hips here by the Wildcats.
That run takes the Chargers to the 25-yard line of the Wildcats, leaving them a 2nd down and 1. Blanc looks like he's adjusting the play. Now goes under center. He's going to keep it himself and push forward. Still going forward. Gets to the 20. Brought down by Ezra Destrong. Pickup of about 5. It's going to be 1st and 10. The ball's going to be resting just on the 20-yard line of the Wildcats.
Yeah, I actually think Ezra is actually getting a little bit stronger as this game goes along here with 3 minutes and 28 seconds left with it being tied. He is playing like a madman from this middle linebacker position.
So right now, these Wildcats need to knuckle down.
See, honestly, I'm going to just be quiet. Never mind.
Blanc under center sends Devereaux in motion. Oh, ball's on the turf. It's recovered by Blanc, the quarterback. Loss of 1 on the play. A little mishandle on the snap. No, mishandle on the handoff with Smith.
But that was on the snap. We can go ahead and credit that fumble to big number 73 of the Wildcats, Jacob Bevel. Bevel has been doing a fantastic job all night tonight. And actually been holding his contained tonight also for the Wildcats is Wepley from that DN spot.
So 2nd down 11, now the ball's on the 21-yard line for the Chargers. Little fake handoff in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. That was number 6, Devereaux, who went in motion. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 11.
That was a good thing he dropped that. That's all I'm going to say about that.
So Jake Mitten goes into the ball game.
Okay, looks like we're going to go back to the 3-3-5 defense here, which is actually pretty smart because now we can get our big fella, Bevel, we can give him a little bit of a break because he was on for about 13 plays in a row.
So now they're going to go shotgun. Got 3 receivers to the top of your screen. Blanc gets the snap, going to roll to his left. He's looking to pass it, gets rid of it, and it's caught right at the line to gain, and he's down. Jake Mitten on the coverage. It was number 3, Kelly McGarry, and depending on the spot will depend on whether or not they get the 1st down.
Yeah, Jake Mitten there, he's actually having a pretty good night tonight. It's good to see him back on the field as well. I know Grandma's happy. I know all your uncles are happy.
They're going to call a timeout and take a look at it to determine whether or not it is a 1st down. I think they were on the 20 and needed to get to the 10. And it is really, really close. I'm going to say they didn't get it.
I'm not going to say anything because I can't tell. But what I
It's going
can
to be
tell,
a little short.
They might be. I'm hoping they're a little short. First
And
down.
I'm 0 for 2 tonight.
You are 0 for 2, Shane. But you haven't gambled any pennies tonight. So
No.
You're ahead of the curve.
No.
I mean, you are ahead of the curve.
So just by the nose of the football, the Chargers get the first down on a 3rd down and 11 play. And there's a minute and 56 seconds and counting. Actually, the officials just blew it dead because the Wildcats take a timeout. But it's 1st and goal. The ball's on the 10-yard line. And there's less than 2 minutes remaining in this football game.
There is. And the Wildcats, you know, the defense has played very well tonight. So they're just going to have to kind of suck it up just a little bit. They've got to get a nice, good defensive stance. I don't think we're going to have to worry about the kick and field goal because the field goal kicker of Getchell is not that good from what I saw. But you never know. It is Friday night. And they know anything can happen on a Friday night light. It's a Friday night lights game.
Well, if you trust your kicker at all.
No.
If you do, maybe, you know, maybe Coach Lura does.
Right.
You just hand the ball off to big number 48.
I mean, he's been
Sharon
gassed up for
Smith.
about 4 or 5 yards of carry.
Right up the gut. Nice, easy, safe play.
Let it happen.
Let him hold on to the football. You kick the field goal. If you don't, you might have to put it in the air. He does have all of his timeouts, but you might have to put it in the air. But this right here is the game, ladies and gentlemen. This series, this down, these 4 downs.
It is. So you can tell a little bit of difference here of their formation. Strength to the left side.
It's a handoff right up the middle to Sharon Smith. Sharon Smith just pile drives and keeps moving those big old legs and the 220-pound body inside the 5-yard line. And the clock keeps rumbling. Nathaniel Hummel on the stop, and a timeout is called by the Wildcats. So, Green Bay versus Detroit. Detroit was going to let him just run into the end zone.
Right.
Guy sits down. Do you let them just run it into the end zone right here so you have a minute and a half, or you make a stop?
Because the Wildcats have 1 win on the year. You got to challenge these guys to step up their game. It's 2nd down. You got 4 yards. It's 2nd down and goal with 4 yards to go. So if you play high school football, you got to man up and you got to quickly stop. Bottom line, if you're going to be good on Friday nights to be a good high school football player, on times like this is where you have to man up. You got to stop.
So you go man-to-man on the receivers and you put everybody in the box?
Well, they've been passing. No, I think you run a little bit tighter coverage. You bring up your safety, so you put everybody in the box, but you don't let your DBs play back. You play them up. And right now, our DBs, look at all that cushion and look where the goal line is. You cannot do that. You need to be in front of the goal line.
So there's 8 men in the box trying to stop the run. Handoff goes to Smith, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown for the Chargers. With 1 minute and 35 seconds remaining, the Chargers take the lead 19-13 with the extra point coming.
You gotta get a little bit passionate about that stuff because I want to see these young men succeed. And I want to see them have a good time, and they are having fun while they're playing. But goal line defense is like, there's nothing like it. It's tough.
So Newton's going to try to kick the extra point, give them a 7-point lead. High snap, gets it down, and it goes through. No penalty flags on the play. Tried to get a block, did Webley, did not quite get there. Wildcats trail by 7 with 1 minute and 35 seconds remaining in the game. And now, with 1 timeout, wherever they end up with the football, they got to move it the length of the field, and they got to score.
Yes, they do, and I'm hoping they keep it simple. Your quarterback has been in rhythm actually since the start of the 4th quarter with just your basic dink and dunk passes. So I guess the old saying is, from an old offensive coordinator, if you get your quarterback in rhythm with dinks and dunks, he's going to set his feet, and then he's going to throw a bomb for like 10 or 15 yards. And in high school, the clock stops with every first down. So you got to go dink and dunk. Don't try and get it all in one fellow swoop, because you got a minute and 35 seconds left. You have time to score.
Cantrell and Dean go deep for the Wildcats. The minute and 35 remaining. Wildcats trail by 7, 20-13. They're about to get the football, so I'm thinking you got to throw the ball at least 10 yards, try to get out of bounds. But if you don't, the clock stops, and then you run up real quick, spike it. You got 2nd and 10, go for the same thing over and over again.
So they should either have like a colors, which is you call colors, if you call your plays while you're on the field, or have 3 plays ready to go in the huddle.
So a little squib kick. Cantrell's going to pick it up at the 15, going to look for some running room in the middle. Not much there. Host of Chargers there to bring him down just outside the 25-yard line. They're going to mark it, I think, at the 20. I'm going to call it the 27.5. 1st and 10 with 1:30 remaining in the football game.
And this is it right here. So this is the kind of challenge you want your kids to have. You want your football team to have this type of challenge with a minute and 30 seconds left, being down by a touchdown. You got Rankin on the outside, Kelly on the outside. You got 2 big fellas on the outside. And that bubble screen, because right now you got a one high safety back there. Nope, they've got disguise cover 2 going on.
So they go with a little option play to Anderson. Anderson's going to get it to the 30, and a penalty flag goes flying in. I think that's going to be on the defense based on what I saw. But we're going to see.
Yeah, but Hummel, he needs to keep his composure out there as well too. You don't want to cost your team extra yardage with a silly penalty. So his teammate did a nice job by calming him down there. Calming him down there is Dominic Dean. That's a good teammate right there.
So there's 2 penalty flags on the play. See if they're the same or if there's 2 penalties.
I hope they're not offsetting.
Well, the Chargers are backing up, so it looks like it's going to be on them. It's a dead ball personal foul on the Chargers. That's a 15-yarder. So that's going to take it from the 30 to the 45, and it's going to be 1st and 10, and that's big with a minute 22 remaining.
That is big. But again, they had 2 personal fouls. Another 15.
Oh,
that's 30 yards.
2 personal fouls. So
that's huge.
That is a massive penalty. So that's a 30-yard penalty. Marches it into Charger territory. The ball's now on their 40-yard line. And now the Wildcats are a little bit more in business and did not have to use their timeout.
I tell you what, I'd have told that guy, whoever got that penalty, keep in his head.
White's going to drop back and pass.
Buddy.
Has some time, roll it to his left.
Get rid of it.
Decides to get rid of it just before, and then a penalty flag comes flying in. I think that's going to be a late hit, unnecessary roughness.
It's either going to be a late hit or intentional grounding by the quarterback. I think it might be intentional grounding. Quarterback's got to see that better. He's got to be aware of what's going on and what's on the clock. He's got to be that as a field general, as a quarterback of the Wildcats, especially if you're going to roll out and throw. If it ain't there, get out of the tackle blocks, get rid of the ball, and don't take a sack.
Intentional grounding is the call.
Yeah.
Ineligible man downfield.
Intentional grounding against the Wildcats.
No, sorry. Intentional grounding, loss of down. So it's going to be 2nd down and 17. No.
It's little things like that. So these are the conversations you got to have with the quarterbacks out there, making sure they're calm, cool, and collected, and just help them realize what the situation is with the scoreboard.
It's actually 2nd down and 22. White drops back and pass, looks to his left, makes connection with Kelly, and Kelly gets out of bounds just inside the 45-yard line to the 43. Kellen McGarry on the coverage, and 45 Tristan Hopkins comes in to help clean up the play. The nice thing is he's got out of bounds, and it did not they still have not used their timeout, and now it's 3rd down and 13, and the ball's on the 43.
Okay, so they got him spread out here. So what they're forcing them to do is single coverage here on Kelly at the bottom of your screen, right here.
Looking to his right is White, goes middle of the field, connects with Cantrell, and he's stopped just short of 1st down marker, and timeout Wildcats would be my guess.
Yeah, that's a great pass there. That was actually his 2nd read because he actually was looking for the single coverage here on Kelly at the top of your screen there, number 10, but came back to his inside. He had the inside man route. Who caught that? Cantrell?
Cantrell.
On Cantrell there, number 4, on just a straight 9 route, just a straight seam. But Cantrell's got to remember, if you catch that on the seam, don't stop your feet and run backwards. You catch the ball, get upfield. So we got 4th and 3 yards, and that's the game right there.
4th down, 3 yards to go. Ball's on the 33. There's 54 seconds remaining in the football game. So this is it. You get a 1st down, you give yourself some more opportunity. You don't, and it's over.
See the old offensive coordinator in me? Bubble screen. You want to know why I say bubble screen? Because that safety is cheating over to his left, so he's not going to be on Rankin over here, because if they go trips to your right and you go bubble screen on your left, it's going to be wide open in the middle.
So trips to the bottom of the screen.
Watch, right here.
And White's going to take it from the shotgun. He's going to roll to his left.
Bubble screen.
He's going to run it, and he's going to get out of bounds, but did he get to the 30? If he did not get to the 30, that's not going to be a 1st down. It's all going to depend on, and according to the official, he didn't get there, already pointing towards the Charger sideline, or to this Chargers direction. And that's going to be that, ladies and gentlemen. With 46.2 seconds remaining, the Wildcats turn it over on downs, and that's going to put a damper on homecoming. The Wildcats are going to end up losing this football game because they have no timeouts remaining. So all the Chargers need to do is kneel on it.
That's it. Now, you can still get that ball back by causing a fumble. The referees will tell you, hey, they're going to take a knee. No, that's football. You can still get after it. There's no rule saying you cannot smash that guy in front of you to get that ball back. Come on, Wildcat.
So they do go into victory formation.
See, everybody should be crowding the line and just going.
And block takes it.
You see that? You see how they're just keeping their feet going? If you cause a fumble, you get the ball.
Yeah.
That's it.
So they're going to have to snap it one more time. And then the clock will just wind down because the play clock will not be enough to make them have to snap it again. So a loss of about a yard on that play. And let it wind down to under 20. Clock's going to snap it, take a knee, and that's the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. The Wildcats end up losing this one by a score of 20-13, and unfortunately have dropped another league game and now go to 1-6, and the Chargers go to 2-4 in league and 2-5 overall. Well, the Wildcats did play well for most of this football game, and then unfortunately gave up more points than they scored, which is what happens. It's high school sports. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some, and unfortunately tonight the Wildcats came out on the short end of the stick.
Yes, they did, and that's what's tough. But I saw a lot of improvements actually on the defensive side of play of the ball. That's really been probably a little bit of a sore spot for the Wildcats this year. And tonight they actually played pretty darn good. You know, they had a lot of pressure on the quarterback. They actually took away Getchell's best play, which is their option. They couldn't run that with a draw tonight, and we got to give credit to the defensive end and also the interior defensive linemen for that.
Yeah. Well, the Wildcats are going to be on the road next week. They're going to go up to Bellingham and play Squalicum in Civic Stadium at 6 o'clock on Saturday, October 26th. Not Friday, Saturday, October 26th. If you need to come out and see some good volleyball, you need to come out Tuesday night, the 22nd, right here at Oak Harbor High School. The Wildcat volleyball team, who's 10-0, will be taking on, actually, I'm sorry, I don't remember who they're playing. Give me a second.
Arlington?
No, Arlington is on Thursday at their place, and they're both undefeated. On Tuesday, they're going to take on Snohomish at home. Snohomish is also near the top of the rankings. They're 8-1, so this is a big week with Snohomish and Arlington. They travel to Arlington on the 24th, does the volleyball team, to take on another undefeated team.
You know, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but you know what's exciting about that is, you know, Carrie knows how to get her girls excited about big games like that. So, like, when they go into play, you don't see them all giggly and they go in there meaning business. Yeah. You know, and that's the Carrie way right there.
And then they only got 4 games left in the regular season before they head to the district tournament. Being 10-0,
right?
It's all a matter of seeding right now. They're going to get in.
Right. But
so
we don't want that 1 seed, though.
That's right. Come and root those volleyballers on this week.
Yeah, let's pack it.
Then travel to Bellingham to see the football team play next week on Saturday at 6 o'clock. Then the final home game is going to be on the 1st, November 1st, right here. It's the North hosting the South crossover.
Right.
So we don't know who we're playing yet. We got to wait to see
hopefully
that.
We can whoop on them, right?
That's right. Jerry handed me something. What did you hand me here?
You did read that.
You just want me to read this?
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, you got that great radio announcer.
October 26th, the All Skills Clinic. The Washington Huskies softball team is going to be in town. If you're between the ages of 8 and 17, you need to be at Oak Harbor High School at 11 o'clock for ages 8 to 12. 1 o'clock will be the pitching clinic, and then 2:30 all skills for 13 to 17-year-olds. It's going to cost you about $75 for the all skills and $50 for the pitching. If you want to register, you need to do it now. Go to UWSBcamps.com. That's UWSBcamps.com to get registered and get ready for a softball season.
That's right. So we're starting early, doing some fun. You know, there's a lot of fun things happening in general with Oak Harbor Athletics.
Well, we saw some good improvements. Unfortunately, the Wildcats did not win this one, but Jerry and I will be back here in 2 weeks to watch the North-South crossover game. Wildcats, can't tell you who their opponent is. It's going to be someone from the West Coast South, and we'll be here doing it for you. I hope you'll be with us, and we appreciate you listening. And Wildcat TV, Comcast Channel 21 to check us out, or online, and have a safe weekend.
Right? So let me see the link for YouTube.